Get it going. Alrighty, guys, we're live. Let's go. Alrighty, we're here for today's broker update. Welcome, guys. Today is April 17th. Got a lot of exciting announcements for you guys. Some things are some bookkeeping updates as well, just to keep us all in line with how we can do our parts. But like I said, we're going to have the DAC corporate team rolling out some updates for you. And then we'll have David come in, and he's got a really special message for you guys at the end of this. But I'll jump right into it. We got a little bit of a laundry list to get through, but it's all great things. And so I'm really excited. I'll jump right into it. We have our internal outreach team. We have a team that's reaching out to past declined offers. There's a lot of old files with some of them might have fallen just short, or it wasn't the right time. So that is in full effect, and we think this is going to be really, really beneficial. And you guys are going to see some commissions popping up, here and there. So don't be surprised, but that's just another benefit that we'll reap from this. So it's really good stuff here. We're making sure we're not just reaching out blankly. This is all really hyper laser focused on what their situation was in the past, specifically to them. And we believe that that's going to translate very well to helping some of these people that you guys did the hard work of bringing forward and introducing to this opportunity. Another thing is this moves into a similar topic, but we have suggested next step decline notice or emails going out to the clients and the brokers, so that if a file, let's say, had one in the last 3 months that was low, well, they'll get that decline notice in the decline email, but there will also be an email saying, hey, January was low for you. So if we can revisit this file in May, that makes a lot, let's revisit this as long as the current month of revenue permits. So we believe this is also going to just be another little factor, but it's also a key factor in bringing some of these just missed files home, right? Because obviously our main goal is to help, but sometimes with the requirements and how things are laid out, we're slightly short of what we need. So super excited about this and what it will bring as well. So if you have some clients, we really do encourage that the brokers themselves, right, are in contact. Obviously, this is just a little nudge. But if you do know, as if you get a decline notice and it's something that's very time sensitive, or you want to revisit this, make sure you're on top of it. But we're going to do our part to send that message out so that it's clear in writing. So super excited, like I said, about the results that we'll see from that. And another update for you guys, the up team agency leaders stalled emails. I know we mentioned a couple weeks ago we were going to start doing that. I've been leading that up, and I've gotten reported that the feedback I'm getting from those that I'm sending the email to is great. It's creating that, again, it's just a nudge, right? It's just saying, hey, here's everybody involved with the situation. Here's the broker. Here's the client. This is the reality of where the file is. Let's see what we can do to move them forward if they have questions. And the agency leaders who have responded with updates, I really appreciate that as well. It lets me know what has transpired from the email of all the information, and it also shows that it's working. So our plan is to continue this going forward. Again, just a little nudge, but it's something that in a nationwide, worldwide opportunity, just a little bit of communication can do a lot for a file, especially if it's within a quick time frame, which is one of the most important things in this industry, as we know, or you will know. So at this point, I'm going to turn it over to Morgan. She leads our support division. She's got some announcements for you guys, and then we'll go on to the next leader. Go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, great stuff. We do have a few updates from this week. I did want to start just with a reminder of the monthly funding special. It's the outdoor service businesses, thinking like landscaping, pest control, those kinds of things. That flyer can be found in your resource center under business funding. But McGuire and I just start the welcome aboard call to new and newly certified brokers this week. So wanted to give a bit of an update on that. For those who don't know, We're now pulling a report of those who are new and newly certified as of the last 2 weeks. This is a call that will be on every second and fourth Wednesday of the month. And again, we'll pull that date range those 2 weeks before the call date. And the purpose is so that we can have a space to answer any questions that they have as a new broker. Of course, we hope that they're also in contact with the person who introduced them to DAC. But it was a really great first call, had some great questions, and we are able to see what questions come up for those with fresh eyes on DAC and fresh eyes on the certification. So it's a great learning experience for us on corporate as well. Um, we do know that you may feel like you're at a disadvantage if you didn't get this when you first joined. It's not meant to exclude anyone. We are going to send out the recording of the brief presentation we give them. We're going to send that out to all brokers on the next Funders Fuel so you can just see what we present. But again, the purpose is to take questions and have a bit of conversation with those who are new in the company so that we can, mold and change what we do and refine what we do and also hear and introduce ourselves personally to the new brokers. So that's great. With that being said, we do also encourage that you as leaders reach out to your newly certified brokers and congratulate them. There is a report that you can use if you're not using it already. Um, it can be found in your DAC back office, and it's under in the left-hand column menu bar. It's under My Team and My List View. You can sort by a few different credentials. You can sort by date range. You can sort by member criteria. I've got them written here. You can sort by status, so active, inactive, canceled, and then you can also sort by certified. So you can enter in the date range for the last month or so, or if you want to do it more frequently, you can either do every day or every week. Um, and you're able to download that report so you can see when they joined and when they were certified. So it's a really great option if you want to go ahead and reach out personally to congratulate them. We really encourage that you do. Um, and then with that, yep, I mentioned that we'll send out the recording and the Funders Fuel. I wanted to also encourage that if you haven't already, that you subscribe to our dacyoutube.com channel. That way, if there's any recordings that we post, if you miss a call, or if you're just not, maybe you don't have a reminder set in your phone for the daily huddles, or you're not able to attend them, a really great way to be constantly notified that they happen. Maybe if you have a busy week, just to have that reminder in your phone or on your device. You can subscribe, like, and turn on your notifications for our YouTube channel so that anytime we go live on YouTube, which is every day of the week, you'll receive a notification and then you can kind of be clued in and get those reminders that those calls happen. And if you miss them, you can give them a watch. Um, I think that's all I've got. So I'm going to pass it on over to Tyler to wrap us up with the broker updates before we go to David.
Absolutely. Thank you, Morgan. Great job.
Thanks.
Hey guys, how's everybody doing today? I kind of like this. This is different, you know. I like kind of jumping between everybody, getting to see everybody's faces and being on here. You know, great job, Morgan. Great job, McGuire, Matt. I'm loving this stuff. So I'll keep my updates kind of short. First off, I want to start by letting you guys know in the print shop right now, there is a slight bug. We're working on getting it resolved, but the print shop is a third party, so we're waiting for them to get it fixed. But we've let them know, and we're going to get it fixed soon. Basically, what's happening is when you're looking at the some of the page like the connect cards, when you enter in your website, let's say you entered in your website and then your ID at the end, it asks underneath again for your ID. So if you put it in twice, it appends it to the link. So it's basically saying your website, your ID, and then your ID again. And that's causing some confusion. So we're just trying to get that field removed. It does show up in the preview when you're previewing the Connect cards. So until we get that resolved, we're basically just asking you guys hold off on ordering until we get it resolved just to avoid any confusion. But if you're like, I absolutely need to do it, the preview is showing accurate. Another update with the print shop is on the login page. We've now added a message. We've been seeing like a couple support tickets coming in basically saying, my login's not working. It's just basically a reminder that they are two different systems. So you do need to create an account separately on the print shop. We've added a little message on there now. It's just a short little reminder saying, hey, log in with a different account, create an account if you've never done it. And that'll kind of, clear up the confusion there. Those are the two updates I have about print shop. The next thing is March Madness. We only have 3 days left of the March Madness. We're in our final four bracket. And That's really exciting stuff. It's, for those of you guys who don't know, I calculate the numbers every day and I'm watching you guys climb up every day, a couple, hundreds of points at a time. Literally every day you guys are jumping. It's really cool. And obviously for all of those who, are no longer in and have been a part of it, it's really exciting. Matt last week he talked about, it sucks that he got eliminated. He was real close, but just looking at what he did with the competition and what he still has left, there's still, a lot to be had just being involved and having fun with it. So don't stop if you're not involved in it, but still keep, still keep involved if that makes sense. The other thing is the local leaders. Next week, we're going to be sending out a private invite for local leaders for a private call. This is only going to be for people who have completed the agency expansion training in their back office. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure you go through and complete the agency expansion training in your LMS. That's going to be sent out privately. It will be recorded, but it's not going to be sent out to everyone. I'm assuming it'll be available for recording for those people who maybe want to watch it again, but I can't say for sure. I just thought about that right now, and we didn't talk about it in the call this morning. But those are the main updates I had for you guys. I just want to encourage you guys, to go through and the agency expansion training is really good. Even if you're not able to make the call, just going through that training is really valuable. We don't talk about it enough. So I highly encourage you guys to do it. It's almost like a prerequisite to another thing you guys got to get done. But it is a prerequisite for the call we're having next week, and that'll be sent out sometime next week. But that's all I have. I actually believe I'm going to pass it over to Sharon, the lovely Miss Sharon Rutz, my grandma, love her to death. I think she's going to give
Yes,
a couple updates, and that'll be it for the updates. I think we'll see.
absolutely. Go ahead, Grandma, Miss
Good
Sharon.
afternoon, everybody. And I'm so proud of my grandkids. They're so great. And then, of course, David. So that's it on mom and grandma. Just wanted to thank everybody who has started sending the support emails through your back office in support. It really makes it much more timely for us to respond to those emails. And it's so easy. You just go to your back office dashboard, scroll down to contact support, then compose your email and ship it off, and we're all set. Another thing about emails, if you do go into your back office, excuse me, and change your email, we do have to have you do that in the Relevate account. And also, if you want to get broker emails, you do need to go to the bottom of the getting started right and re-enter your information, and you'll find that in your resource center. Also, when we're talking about things that are new, if you go to your LMS dashboard, go to the bottom of the page to a dark blue section, you will see a link to DAC Broker Support Bot. You can click in there and ask them questions and receive your answers there if you're needing questions answered when the office is closed and we're not available. Feel free to try it. And if you do and you do not get an answer, please let us know so that, as David said, he can educate the bot. So that's about it. Just keep your emails updated and go to that bot. And thank you for emailing us from contact support. Have a great day, everybody. And now I'm
Great
going to
stuff.
send David on and see what he has to say.
Yeah. Yes, 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 yes. Thank you, everybody. Hey, I'm going to go to a little notepad I got back here. That's why I got my screen blurred for a minute. Love seeing everybody. Thanks for the updates, everyone. Very excited about the evolutions of DAC over time. What we've gone through, what we already have, the certification training, the huddles, the support team, the Bank Breezy team, all the things we have, just spectacular. And all the leader brokers in the field. We've got so many brokers in the field who are leaders now who take great care of their agency teams. And because of that, you really have a benefit. But what I want to talk about today, since all the updates are done and announcements, I'm really excited about the local leader meeting we're going to be doing. We're going to invite everyone to next week. It'll be the following week. But I'm really excited about that. So to Tyler's point about getting that prerequisite done, go watch that agency expansion. And if you haven't watched it recently, watch it again. You can't watch it too many times. It's really the duplication system of our business, right? It's really how we replicate into different cities. But so go ahead and watch that. What I want to talk about today, I'm going to unblur my screen, is something that's near and dear to me about business ownership. And business ownership, we actually have two products we market right now. We market business funding. That's the first product. The second product is a professional agency, right? And part-time to full-time income is available with our agency. But what I want to talk about is many of you are entrepreneurial like me. That's why you're in DAC. And because you wanted to start your own business as a DAC broker, you wanted to have your own professional agency, right? So I'm going to talk about the different ways we start businesses in a minute, and I've got it all written down so I can go through it pretty quick. But many of you want the upside income of business ownership, right? You want to maybe make your own rules, work your own hours, have flexibility. Business ownership, or being self-employed even, gives you a flexibility that you can't get at a job usually. Now, some jobs allow you to work remotely, work from home, work your own hours. So you can. There's some companies who allow that flexibility. DAC, as an example, every one of our employees works from their home, right? We had an office. It was optional to come to, and people just prefer working from their home. So we allow that. It's very efficient for us. We've got people who live all over the country who work for us. And as we expand, we'll have more centralized office for some functions, but we allow flexibility. But most of you join this because you want flexibility of income, flexibility of time. You don't want a boss looking over your shoulder, but you want a proven system to follow, right? You want to have a proven odds for success. But most people in America that think about starting a business have four different decisions to make, four different options. So I want to show you those real quick because this is option 2 is one of our products, and I want to see why we have a competitive advantage there. I want you to see why this is a competitive advantage of every business that you can start, why a professional agency with DAC is a professional advantage. Here's your 4 types of business ownership. 1, you can start your own business with your own idea. 2, you can buy a franchise. 3, you can join a home-based multi-level marketing company or network marketing company. Or 4, you can start a professional agency. Now, some of you go, well, what about an online, a digital agency or an online, social media influencer? Those are all start your own business, right? You got to create the product. So those are all fit under the category start your own business. But these are the 4 main ways that someone could start a business. So let's look at why a professional agency is the best for the most average people in America, and why DAC is the best one of those. Number 1, you want to start your own business with your own idea. You have your own business, you get to work for yourself, you get unlimited income potential, awesome. You can have a purpose, you can make an impact, it can be very fulfilling for you, good for you. Those are all the benefits of it. Here's the downside. There's no proven system yet. You got to find that proven system. You usually have to do it full time, meaning you have to quit your job, which means you don't really have an income yet. You got to develop your own product and service yourself. You have to do all the marketing and sales yourself. You got to do all the customer service yourself, or you got to hire these people and have the money to pay them. So sometimes you have to take on investor dollars or borrow money up front, put your home on the line, something like that. Most of those businesses fail, unfortunately. There's no guarantee of income for these people. A lot of them, 60% are breaking even or losing money who are still in business. 60% are breaking even or losing money who are still in business. So there's not much income there. You fund it all yourself, and you fund your staff, and you're required to pay your staff before yourself, or you can pay fines for that. You got to pay taxes or you pay fines. There's all the employment taxes, insurance. If they're full-time, you got to give insurance. There's all kinds of things like that. So some people would say, are you crazy to do that? You're risking your job at IBM or General Motors or Google to go start a business and do all that. It's kind of crazy, isn't it? These are your clients, by the way, for funding. These are the people we're giving funding to. See how hard they got it? See how hard they got it? And 6 out of 10 are breaking even or losing money. But it's one way you can do it. You can start a business. I did that. I lost $150,000 in my first business. You could buy a franchise. Why would you want to buy a franchise? You get to work for yourself. You have a proven system now. You don't have to guess your way. You have support from the franchise. You get upside potential. Good. Predictable income. Yes. What's the downside? The cost of entry. Most people can't buy a McDonald's or a Subway, or, the average Subway makes about $70,000 a year only. And you got to be there 7 days a week. And what did it cost you? A couple $100,000. You got that money? Great. Buy one. You really bought a job. You bought a job. And even like McDonald's, you have to work it. You can't be a silent investor at McDonald's. A lot of these franchises say you have to be in the building. You can't just be an investor buying into the business. But hey, it works. The problem is most of your friends can't afford a franchise. Most people can't afford a franchise, but it's a good business model. It's a great business model. A lot more success in a franchise than to start your own. 3, home-based network marketing, MLM business. I've loved this industry, been a part of it for a lot of years. Low cost to entry, proven systems and products generally. You can start part-time. You can get to full-time income by building a team if it numbers in the thousands. Here's the downside. It's generally consumer products, which means there's low margin and there's a lot of competition with Amazon and everywhere else. So you got to be able to sell a lot of customers to make money. And it's hard to get a lot of customers on your protein powder when there's 400 other protein powders, or your juice when there's 1,400 juices, or your skincare when there's hey, this is a great industry. It's a great entry level. Startup, monthly, and training fees. Most all of them have that, but you've got all this support, man, proven system and products. 9 and 10 don't ever earn their fees back though. These fees, 9 and 10, in fact, some companies is 95%, depends on how much the fee is. 9 and 10 you recruit will never, in those companies, would never cover their fees even. Need a huge team to earn full-time money. You can't earn full-time income just by getting customers when you're only making $7 a customer. On their $40 purchase, you make $7 or $8. It's hard to make 7 or 8,000 without having 1,000 personal clients, right? So you need a huge team to earn your 2% or 3% of their $40 customer. You're making 80 cents a customer. You need 1,000 customers in your team to make $800. You need 3,000 in your team to make 2,400. So you see, you need a big team, but it can work. You can work. If you're one of the rare 2 or 3%, you can make $250,000, $500,000 a year in this. But then you start to feel guilt because 9 and 10 aren't earning their fees back. So eventually you have a conscience and you have guilt. But it's still a great business. Great business if you're willing to deal with all the reds. But 9 and 10 don't ever make full-time money. That's okay. You don't lose a whole lot. You just lose a few $1,000s maybe. Then there's the professional agency. Well, that is an insurance type or real estate. Look at that. You can make full-time income without building a team. That is awesome. It's highly respected too. If you're a real estate agent, your family's proud of you. If you're an insurance agent, your family's proud of you, right? And you can make full-time money without ever building a team. You got proven services that you can market. You got proven with both of these, real estate and insurance. You can't build a team in many companies, but you can build a team in some. Fortunately, there's some companies like Primerica that allows you to be an insurance agent and build a team, or eXp Realty or Keller Williams. They allow you to build a team. Coldwell Banker doesn't, unless you become a broker, and it's a lot more expensive, but you can with some. And interestingly enough, the ones who allow you to build a team are the biggest in the world. So I think they've proven this team building thing, whether you knock it or not, you're wrong, because they've created the biggest real estate companies in the world, the biggest insurance companies in the world, and they allow you to build a team. The ones who don't are smaller than the ones who allow you to. It's common sense, but not common knowledge. What's the problem though? You need to have a license that costs money. You need to have errors and omission insurance. So you've got, $2,000 just in fees and insurance to be in this space, but it's still worth it, right? You have monthly and annual fees to the companies. You have certain requirements with those companies too, of course. It's highly competitive because your insurance really isn't any better than the neighbor's insurance. So really it comes down to your relationship or your sales ability to get a yes, because you don't have a better offer. You have the same offer that they can get anywhere else on the street. It's a commodity. But the good news is you can do well. It's highly competitive. Real estate, you can make $250,000 a year, $500,000 a year, $1 million a year selling real estate. But there's only 4.6 million homes sold a year, and there's already 3 million agents. So the odds are it's going to be tough. 9 and 10 don't make it, and they lose money. So if you are building a team, you start to feel a little guilty that they're spending $2,500 a year and not even covering their fees to be in the business. You start maybe being a little careful who you recruit. So now your team building is restricted. Same with over here, and that's with insurance or real estate. You get a little restricted in who you might recruit. You pre-qualify a little bit because you start going, they're going to lose $2,000 if they don't sell a home. They're going to lose $2,000 if they can't get a bunch of insurance customers. Do I really want to recruit them? I don't know. I don't want that guilt anymore. I'm done with getting guilt over that, right? So that's the downsides of these professional agencies, but these are great opportunities. I'm not knocking these. I'm just showing the red. So when I turn the page and show you DAC professional agency, you go, everyone I know needs to know about this. If they ever want to start a business, we've just shown you the 4 ways why DAC. Number 1, all the same benefits, full-time without building a team. Can you make full-time income here without building a team? Yeah, you got to get clients, but you can do it. You can build and earn on a team if you want. So you can build a team. Wow, that's a benefit. It's got a proven system. Yes, it does. 10 years. Proven leadership, expert client support. The Bank Breezy portal is the team there is taking care of your clients with you. We just mentioned our outreach team. Last week, there was a broker got paid a commission on a client that applied months ago, and they didn't reach back out to them themselves. Our internal team reached out to them, got that client. That broker made the most money on it, didn't even know we were calling their customer, right? That's expert client support. The Bank Breezy portal. We've got relationships with all the lenders. You don't have to do that. You can't get agreements with some of our lenders, right? But we've got them, and because you're with us, you've got those best lenders giving offers to your clients. You also have agency team leader support. You got experts who've got a lot of clients who are speaking on the huddles and leading agencies who are willing to help you and talk to you and give you support. So you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. Pretty killer. No competition out there because you got the best offer. You got the best offer. Unless they're in DAC, they don't have what you have. 9 million businesses out there, over 15,000 a month. And we've got the cat's meow, local market leadership. Local is where you have zero competition. Even online, you don't, if you can get them to understand how we're different. But most people can't online. So local is better. You can start for free. And you can stay for free. You never have to buy business cards or drop cards. If you can't afford it, don't do it. We give you a website to share. You can text that website out to people. You can social media that website out to people. You can meet with them at their local meeting, and you can say, hey, give me your text, and I'll send you my information. You don't have to have business cards. When I started DAC, I didn't have business cards. I didn't have a drop card. That was developed after a lot of time of realizing sometimes the business owner is too busy to exchange text while I'm in their facility. I want to say, hey, let me just leave you this and I'll check back with you. Do you have a card? And I'd leave them my little drop card. That's where that came from. My original one sitting right over there on the table that I made in 2015. Right next to the On Deck Lending Premier Partner from 2016. We were one of their top 10 funders in 2016, and we were brand new because our business is better than the competition. That's why. Start free, DAC covers the staff costs, the systems costs, the growth costs, the product costs, all that. We cover all that. You don't have to cover any of that. You don't have to pay for employees. When you build a team, anyone you recruit, you earn on them, yes, but also you don't have to pay any employee costs, W-2 costs, 401k costs. You don't have to worry about any insurance or any training development costs. Everything's covered. Certification, training, all that's there. Here's the only downside. Right there, you see that? 9 and 10 don't make it. 9 and 10 don't make it. That's the downside. The upside is there's no guilt when they don't. No guilt when they don't. So when you're looking at this business and you look at the products we have business funding. What you're going to find is if you can get very, very good at understanding why the broker agency, the professional agency with DAC, where they can make full-time income without building a team, and they can start for free and have no risk. 9 and 10 won't make it. They'll quit. It won't be for them. That's okay. We don't think that means our business is not good. 9 and 10 don't make it at EXP either, and they're a multi-billion-dollar company. 9 and 10 don't make it at Century 21 or Caldwell Banker or Prudential or Primerica or any of the other companies you mentioned. 9 and 10 don't get in shape at Planet Fitness or Powerhouse. This is just human nature. So you've heard these things. I can't say it enough though, because you may be brand new and think that everyone who joins should have success, or this isn't a good business, or this isn't a good workout plan, or this isn't the plan works. The people don't work the plan. It's the same thing in our business. So the downside is 9 and 10 aren't going to make a lot of money here. The upside is you don't have any guilt. I want you to think about this for a minute. How many people have you recruited into DAC? Okay. Let's say it's 10. How many of them have made good money? Let's say it's 0. Okay. The odds are you're going to have a lot of brokers before the rule of, 5 to 10% make it you see that. The law of large numbers. You're going to have 100 brokers before you see 5 to 10 do real well. That's the law of large numbers. You may be good and recruit your first one does real good. That's okay. The good news is those 100 people didn't pay a dime, right? But let me ask you this. Let's say you recruited 10, maybe it's 1 or 2. Think about how many you've personally recruited. Now, I want you to ask yourself, let's say they spent $500. How much have they made so far? 0? Okay, how much have they lost so far? 500. Okay, how many of those can you recruit before you decide, I'm not recruiting any more people? Ask yourself. Nick, how many people have you recruited who've never made a dime? A lot. I've recruited hundreds who've never made a dime, and I can tell them how to do it. I'm the founder of the company. I can show them exactly what to do. And you know what? I can't make a horse drink the water. Doesn't matter how good I am at salting his oats. I've recruited a lot of people who do nothing, don't even get certified. And I pre-screen them. I let them know it's going to take them. That's okay. Because guess what? I don't have any guilt that they didn't make it. If I were charging them money, I'd stop recruiting. How do I know? Because I lived that already. Not everyone would. Some people go, hey, I'm an adult. They're an adult. They can lose money. I'm okay with that. But your team's not that way. If you had 100 brokers and all 100 of them started feeling guilty about the people they've recruited, how many are they going to recruit? And guys, I don't know if you know this. I make full-time money in DAC in the comp plan. I don't need a salary. I don't need a salary. I paid more in taxes last year than I've ever paid in taxes from personal commissions in my DAC pay plan. And I've made millions in this industry. So what I'm talking about isn't, if you're taking notes about something else and not getting this, if your mind is shifting instead of listening to this and you're not already making full-time income in our agency, then you don't have to. My job is not to get you to digest this or understand it. My job is to state the facts. God told me that today. Just tell them the facts. Just tell them the facts. I just told you some facts. If you want, this is the plan I follow, and this is the plan you follow. This is how David Rutz gets paid in DAC. This is how you get paid. The only one who doesn't get paid this way is our corporate employees. Everyone else gets paid this way. Me and you both. I love this pay plan. I don't want to be paid any other way but this pay plan. The IRS is saying I got to pay myself W-2. I said, I don't want a W-2. I want to just be paid in the pay plan. Fine, but pay it through W-2. Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to have variable pay every week. It's gonna be a nightmare, it's headache, but oh well. But I'm gonna only get paid in the pay plan. How does it work? You get 40 to 80% of the bonus revenue share. Personal commissions, that's what that is. So I want you to understand this, and I'm going to show you goal. Step 2, you get override spreads based on where you are on this ladder and where they are. If you're still at 40 and they're at 40, this is 0. That's on you. That's okay, because you still make enroller pay a 4% minimum as long as you're certified. So if you're certified and you introduce me, you're my enroller. You're going to make 4% revenue share on all the bonus revenue I produce as my enroller, no matter what, even if you haven't made any override spreads. So you may be at 0, change that. Start getting clients, climb the company ladder. Don't allow yourself to think otherwise. If you're getting a master's degree, you got to have your exams ready next week. It's exam time. My one daughter's in Arizona, taking exams this week. The other one's at Michigan State, taking exams next week. Can you visit? No, I got to study for exams. I got a deadline. I got an exam. It's called responsible behavior. You're not climbing this company ladder yet. You got more clients to talk to, right? Yeah, or you don't. You can be one of the 9 and 10 who doesn't make it, or you can be one of the 1 in 10 who does make it. You're here. I assume you want to make it. So go get clients, climb the ladder. That way you get override spreads. But no matter what, you're getting enroller pay on everyone you personally enroll for life of 4% as long as you stay certified every year with your 3-hour test. That's it. 3-hour videos and a test. You make 4% of anyone you personally enroll. They get to start for free. DAC covers all their costs. DAC pays for the payroll to support them. DAC pays for the system to support them. DAC pays for the website to support them. DAC pays for everything to support them. All you need to do is introduce them and encourage them, and you make 4%. We don't even make 4% on them unless there's a lot of volume produced by them. We'll lose money on them for the first couple deals they do. You won't. We do. We're okay with that. That's our business model. That's our problem, not yours. Just know that you've got the benefit of business ownership by introducing people into your team. And then you level 2 through 5, you can make 2%. You got to qualify for that. That's our pay plan. Now, this is what I'd say. Set a goal to make 100 grand a year, part-time. Work to this over the next 2 to 4 years to get to 100,000 a year. And this is what's 20/80. 20% of income coming from your personal customers, 80% coming from your team. That's what I'd have as a goal. You only need to make $20,000 a year in personal commissions, and you'll make $80,000 on your team. 20,000 a year in personal commissions, 80,000 in your team. 20,000 in personal commissions with an average of $3,000 a commission is about 7 deals a year. Renewals and new included. It's about 1 every 2 months. That's it. Can you do that part-time? Yes. And then get your team producing so 80% of your income comes from your team. That's a goal I would have for yourself. That's when you've got team income, and that's when you've got a proven agency taking care of you. Make most of your income from your team, not yourself. No, Dave, I don't want to build a team. No problem. Change that to 20K. Or if you want it to be 100K, you can. It can still be 100K, 100% from yourself. Then you need to get, on the average $3,000 commission, you're going to have to get 30 deals a year instead of 6. Don't build a team, get 30 deals, make 100 grand. Build a team, do 6 deals, and help them be productive and make 100 grand. Which one do you prefer? It's up to you. You can do it all yourself. Carry the heavy load. Be unequally yoked with nobody. Just be yoked with yourself. Put that squat rack on. Put it on your shoulders. Go do it. You get to. You can make full-time income in here. 5K a month, 70-30. When you first start, you want to get to 70K, 5K a month, it's going to be 70% you, 30% your team. 70% you, 30% your team. When you first get started, you want to make 5K a month, go out there and get personal clients and recruit a team. And you may find your team does more, but if you want to get there quickly, guarantee it. Your team will not be, it'll be sporadic when you first start. You'll have some months with no fundings in your team, other months 3 fundings in your team, other months 10. You don't know. So if you want to guarantee that income, you got to guarantee it yourself by talking to a lot of clients. 70% of your income, make it yourself. $3,500 a month. That means 1 deal a month. Get 1 deal a month, have your team help you out, and you'll average $5,000 a month this year if you get 1 deal a month. You want to get to 10K a month? Look at this switch. Boom. The fastest way to 10K a month isn't to get personal clients yourself. It can be if you're really good at this and you know who you are, you'll do this anyway. But you really want to start looking at, if I want to be making 10K a month, I want 4K coming from myself, 6K coming from my team. So it's still 1 deal a month for myself, larger deals, 1 deal a month. But then I want my team, if I'm making $400 override a piece, it's about 15 deals a month in my team. 15 fundings a month to my team, 1 deal myself. 15 to my team, 1 myself. I'm making 10K a month. How do you get to 15 deals a month in your team? You build a team that produces. How many people? I don't know. It may only be 15 people with 1 client each. It may be 1,500 with 1 client per 100. It may be 1 person who does 15 deals themselves. I don't know. I can't tell you those numbers. I can just tell you the more brokers you have that are certified, the more likely you are that they will produce a funding. If they're not certified, they're just a root on their ground. You want 20K a month, 10% yourself, 90% your team. And see, when you focus on this, I'm committed to 10 meetings a week for personal clients. That's my personal commitment to myself, is I do it through my Chamber of Commerce with 10 coffees a week. Okay, 10 meetings a week, I should say, not 10 coffees. So sometimes it's a meeting and I meet 4 people there. Okay, that's 4 of my 10. Sometimes, hey, can you get together? Let's meet for 20 minutes. I want to know about your business. I want to understand it better, and I want you to understand mine better in case you have referrals, and we can refer each other's business out. So if you have 10 meetings a week, and I've actually said 10 one-on-ones a month, but then I've got the group meetings as well, where I'm always trying to meet 3 or 4 new people at those group meetings, get to know them a little bit, share what I'm doing a little bit, see if I can set up a time with them. If you're doing that, you'll get personal clients. You can't stop them from happening. And you don't even have to have 20 contacts a day or 50 contacts a day. If you're working local, I'm telling you, I'm doing it. It's easier to work local. And I know Matt can't and Nick can't. And some of you can't because you live in an area where there's no businesses. But your investment into a Chamber of Commerce meeting that we reimburse is the best time money you can invest. And going to the 4 o'clock meeting and the 7 a.m. meeting and the evening meeting, show up, meet, greet, and reach out to business owners in your chamber booklet. Say, I'm in the chamber as well. We got a chamber training coming. You'll see all about that. But show up. And then this is the last thing I want to say. If you're getting above 20K a month, it's going to come primarily from your team. Okay. And that's okay. And the good news with that is it gets easier and easier and easier because this keeps growing. Why? This is your team. This is your team here. And the root system determines the fruit system, right? Just did a video on this yesterday. The root system, it's got to be in good soil. You got to have the right roots. A lot of these roots are never going to produce fruit. They're just people in the group. They're good people though. Never count them out, but never count on them. Never count them out, but never count on them if they're inactive. If they're active, keep counting on them, keep encouraging them. But I was sharing this with McGuire yesterday. I'd ask you all to do this. We're going to be talking about this in our local leader, but if you've got 3 new people here in your team and they're not doing anything, they're certified, but they're not, no application. They're not even trying to get clients. Empathize with them. Maybe this isn't for them. You don't challenge them. You don't chastise them. You don't tell them off. You don't, hey, why aren't you selling law services? Because you don't want to. Well, no one's going to chastise you. Why aren't you a surgeon? Because you didn't want to be. Okay, not everyone wants to do DAC after they sign up. It's okay. So first of all, empathize and say, hey, maybe it's not the right time. Maybe you don't feel comfortable. Maybe you don't believe in something. Is there something I can help you with? And if they say, no, I pretty much understand it. I just don't know if I want to do this or I don't have the time. Okay, great. I understand. Empathize, then ask for 1 broker referral. Not even a client. I mean, a client too, you could ask, but you could say, do you know any business owners I can call on your behalf? You could do that. Upline referral script. But this is what I'm asking you to do. This is how I built my businesses for years because most people I recruited wouldn't recruit people. But they'd give me someone. They'd put me on a 3-way call with someone who would then become my second level. And that person may or may not do something. So I'd say, hey, no problem. I get it. Maybe it's not the right time. Maybe you got to get through training, but you get paid on anyone you personally enroll, 4% for life. So I'm happy to take care of anyone you introduce to me. Why don't you think of someone you could 3-way text me with right now? Just 3-way text me in. 3-way text them and me. And I'll reach out to them for you. Text me. I'll answer the text and I'll talk to them a little bit. Just tell them, hey, I met David through this business. It's a great professional agency, business funding. Thought this might be great for you. I just want to introduce you to David. Hey, John, how are you? Thanks, Matt, for the referral. Yeah, John, Matt joined up with us. It's not the right time right now for him, and that's okay. But I asked him who he knows that this might be perfect for, and he mentioned your name. So I'm just reaching out to see if you might have any interest in checking out becoming a broker with us. Dude, what's it all about? 40% of the time, dude, what's it all about? 60%, I'm good. But they're always flattered, and many times they'll say, I'll look at it. You just got an inactive person who's going to dry up. That root's going to be dead. That root's not going to go anywhere. Encouragement is like nutrition to them. Encouragement is like fertilizer to them. And now if they introduce you to someone, and that person, same process. It's not for them. It's not for them. Empathize. It's okay. Help them train. They introduce you to someone. They may introduce you to 2. And there's some people out there who don't want to work this, but they're I won't say they're greedy, but they understand how to position themselves to earn money. And they say, okay, I'm not active at this right now, but you're telling me if I refer you to 10 people, you'll take care of all 10 and I make 4% of it. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll take care of all of them. And yeah, you'll make 4% on every one of them. Dude, how many you want? Text me as many as you want. If you know the person and they're interested, text me and then I'll take it from there. Absolutely. I'll enroll them all in your link and you'll get paid. You know what you've done? You've turned this person who would be inactive into 5 people. And now what happens? All of a sudden you got a root shoot. and you got this thing blowing up over here. You would have never got it without your encouragement and your ask. And some people will never do this. And that's why 1 in 10 make it only. I do this. I lived off this. How I made full-time income in this industry before I started my own company. And it's what I've done as a CEO of the company. And that's why I'm paid in the pay plan, because I'm okay with getting paid only on the fruit that's developed and not just off your startup fees or your website fees or getting a salary. I'm okay not getting a salary. I'm okay with that. Now, if I were in a position where I had to have a salary when I first started this, I would have had to get a salary. But I was in a position where I was earning residual income from other companies where I didn't need a salary here, so I could get paid in the pay plan. So, I'm not saying that you should I'm that special that I'm like, I'll start at zero. Nobody quit your job. None of you should quit your job to do this. Do this part-time until it replaces your job. Okay. None of you should count on this as your full-time income until you have a stable team, unless you're really good at dealing with getting personal customers. So be an enroller, be an encourager, ask for people, ask for three-way meetings, and look weekly at your team growth. That's what this says. Look weekly at your team growth. That report Morgan showed, look at it every week, see how it's growing every week, and then reach out to everyone new, any new certified people, just reach out to them, encourage them. It'll take you some time, and eventually you have some teammates doing it with you, and they're reaching out to their team, and you win with this business. Here's your 4 measuring sticks. And I'm ending with this. If I went to my personal trainer and said, okay, listen, I'm 295 pounds. I want to be 240 pounds. This is my meal plan. This is my workout plan. And by the way, I know when I hit 275, I'm off my blood pressure medication. So my goal is to get off my blood pressure medication. My goal is to get my body fat percent down to under 20 and my body fat weight to be such that I only weigh 240 pounds. And I want my muscle mass to not go down because I don't want to lose all my ability to put my luggage over my head at the airport. And so, I'm only 58 and I want them 75 and 80 and 90. I still want to be active. So I'd have goals. You've got goals in this business, right? And you should have goals in this business. How am I doing on this ladder? How am I doing on this week? Each week, you should be looking at this. Harlequin leveled up yesterday. Congrats, Harlequin. How often are you leveling up? You should be looking at that, because every time you level up, you make another 2.5% override spread. Every level up gives you 2.5% more override spread on your entire organization. And so once you're at 80, you're done. All you got to do is maintain $1,000 through your renewals every 6 months, and you stay at 80 points. It's real easy to stay there. And so keep going till you get to 80. It may take you a few years. It may take you 5 years. Goal 1. Goal 2, build that active team. Goal 3, have a lot of personally enrolled people. And goal 4, qualify 3-5 levels as well. Why not make that extra money? All you need to have is so many personally enrolled active brokers. So many personally enrolled active brokers get you these other levels. So that's what I wanted to cover with you. These are some goals and some percentages, and this is how you do it. Each number on your downline report, or your agency report, I should call it, your team report, each number you see there is a live root bed. And if it's growing, it's growing. May not be producing yet. Fruit, it's okay. Your root bed will eventually become your fruit bed. All right? Root system, fruit system. Build your root system. It's all your team. Keep building it, keep supporting it. It'll go deeper and deeper and deeper, and eventually you'll have new fundings every single week, and now it's residual income. It's coming in every week. You don't even have to count. You don't even have to look for it. You just get the email from the support team saying, congrats, you got a new funding. So that's a half-hour training for you today, longer than usual, but I wanted to go through that. So when you look at the 4 types of businesses, the professional agency is great. I think it's the best for the average person part-time. And then DAC is the best one in that. And there's only 1 red there. And then again, the 4 ways: home-based business, own your own business, franchise, a lot of red, and you own your own, man. These are our clients. Let's take care of them. And then, of course, right there, DAC. That's the angle. That's it for today. So we talked about a lot of stuff. Great updates, everybody. Great huddle, Matthew. Love it. Always love watching you guys do your thing and talk and share your wisdom. Let's see what questions or comments you have from anyone in the organization.
Absolutely great stuff today, David. If you guys are new and you do want to answer questions, we use the hand raise. So you just go to react and then raise your hand. That's how we know who to call on. So we'll go to you guys at this time. Go ahead, Priscilla.
Hey, sorry for the background noise. I'm doing laundry, but I just wanted to jump on here real quick and share that I'm supposed to be signing up my first new broker today. She has a lot of experience in the car industry, and she's located in Texas. So I'll be working with her to go ahead and reach out to that industry first specifically, and then be branching off of there.
Beautiful. Congratulations.
Thank
Good
you.
stuff,
Welcome to
Priscilla.
you building your expansion. You and one
Yeah.
now. You and one, then you and two, and you and three, etc. Great job.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you, Priscilla. Go ahead, Lewis.
Okay, can we hear me?
Yes,
Can you
sir.
hear me? Okay, cool. So as far as earlier they said about the declines, if somebody were to decline or whatever, how soon would they be able to reapply? Is it like a month or two later? Because I recently just had a client decline the offer because they said it was too high, but they were also dragging on uploading their March statement, and I think it was because they knew that it was that was one of their short their it was a bad month for them, so they originally didn't want to submit it at first. um but I told them that you guys, when underwriters are looking at the deal, they're looking at more than just, they're looking at previous things as well, just to see, because that's what Wade mentioned earlier.
Mhm.
um
Yeah, as far as the answer for how soon they can apply, they're going to get coaching when they're declined on when they should reapply again. They'll get something in their email. But for your benefit, for everyone else's benefit, if sales are going down, that's not a good time to reapply, especially if they didn't get a real good offer before, because they're going to get a lower offer now or more
but
costly. Because if sales are going down, the likelihood that'll continue is high. And that means they can now afford less each month rather than more. So that means you can't give them more money. You'd actually have to give them less money because they can't afford to pay as much each month. So, but to the answer to your question, when can they apply? They can, some of these they could apply immediately because they said no to the offer. Or they can apply
okay.
after they get one more month of revenue because one of them 3 months ago, their revenue was real low. It was only 10,000 and they did 10, 20, 20. Now, once they go through March and they did another 20, apply again at the end of March when you got your new March statement. Because now you got your last 3 months are 20, 20, 20. So it depends. Maybe it was their FICO score was super low and now their FICO score 6 weeks later is up over 600 because they paid off 3 credit cards that were super high and now their FICO score is better. They can apply now. So it all depends on what they were declined for to determine, are they ready? Have they resolved what caused the decline? If so, they can reapply.
Okay. Also, I had a question for your mom as well, because she was helping me out with something that was going on with my live link. Not when I share my link, before it would have all my information, at the top, but now it's either blank or it was going to a person that she
I
said she's
would
never
say
even
this.
heard of.
I'd say
So
this. If your link is entered accurately and it's showing nothing, you may be not active. But please email support on that or contact support. But that's the only reason a link wouldn't work is it's being entered wrong, or you're no longer active because you didn't renew. And then while you're inactive, your site won't load until you renew again. So you can log into your back office, the footer of davidallencapital.com. You'll see broker login. Click on it, log in with your broker ID and password. And then if you're not renewed, it'll say, click here to renew. Click that button to renew, and now your website will work again. So the only reason a site doesn't work is it's entered incorrectly or you're not renewed in the system and you need to agree to the terms and conditions. Once a year, you need to renew. And
okay,
then
because
if
yeah,
you,
you've been using the same link that I have been using, and I have before I would get the renew, but I haven't received that lately at all. So
Yeah, so go
But
log in. If you haven't renewed, it'll tell you when you try to log in. Unless it's been over 6 months and you were canceled, then you got to rejoin. So, but yeah, it's if you aren't getting the renewal email, you may have changed your email or you're not accessing this email that's in the system. We send it to whatever email's in the system. Maybe you're not opening that email address. We don't know. You know, we got people with 7-year-old emails in there. They go, I can't even access that anymore. Okay, then
yeah,
you got to
those are
update
not
your
the
email.
problem.
Yeah. So we'll,
No,
if
those
you
are not
can,
the problem because it's the same
no
email that I
problem.
usually
That's
use.
why,
But
listen, I'm just giving you some
but
examples.
oh
What you
no,
need to
okay,
do is contact support and they can tell you why it's not working. But my direction was pretty clear. Log in. If you can log in, your site's working. If you log in and your site's not working, call me. I'll buy you dinner. If you can't log in, it's probably because you haven't renewed. So check that out first. All right.
gotcha.
All right, cool.
Thank you.
Thanks, buddy. Glad to have you. All right. Who else do
Alrighty,
we got?
we have Robin. Go ahead, Robin. It shows you're unmuted. Hit that little button next to the audio, that up arrow. It might be your whatever your audio output is. See if we can get it there. It shows you unmuted, but we can't hear you. Let me see.
Why don't you test your microphone in the bottom left? You can hit audio test and we'll move on to Precious and then
How
we'll
about
come back
this?
to
Can you hear
you.
me now?
There you go.
Can
You
you
There
hear
got
you
me
it just
go.
in
There you
time.
go.
Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so
Right.
I want to take you up on that offer. I got somebody who it's actually my sister. She's a firecracker, man. She's so good. I want to get her on the team, but like I can't get her to spend enough time to look at the opportunity. Can I send her a text?
Yeah, send her a text.
Okay,
And
I don't have
before
her
I talk
number.
to her, she's going to be looking at the opportunities. So obviously, we don't cold call people, but if you want to send a text and you want to include me, absolutely include me. I'll be happy to reach out to them, and that's what you do. You want to do that with everyone in your team. What I'm offering, see how I don't have my glasses on. Is it
Robin.
Robin? Thank
Problem.
you, Robin. Yeah, Robin, and that you'll see that can help her engage. I'll just mention, great, we'd love to have you. This is all you need to do. Click this link and watch this video. If you like what you hear, let's talk. And I'll send her
Yeah,
the 24-minute video. And then if she doesn't watch it, we won't be talking. If she does, she'll call and we'll talk. And then she'll probably be
yeah.
joining.
I just need the number. I had it before I had your cell, but I don't know where it is right now.
All right, real simple. 248 808 0892. I just put it in the chat as well. For anyone else, use me.
Thank you.
And don't obviously get trained, go to support for support. But if you want help leading your agency, I want to help you lead your agency.
Absolutely. We have Jeff Perry. Go ahead, Jeff.
Good morning, DAC. David, thank you so much for that training. Truer words never spoken, my friend. Sound like somebody else is talking. I don't know. Okay. Still on? I think this young lady here is still unmuted. Any event, I wanted to circle back to what Matthew was saying. And thank you, Matthew, for your kind words. Reality of it is, the Lord hit me with something this morning. It was so good. And, you know, we can do all things through Christ Jesus who strengthens us. I looked up all in the Greek. Guess what? It means all. I can do all things.
One second here, Jeff. Had a little mute. There we go.
Okay. I don't know. Where did I cut out?
I can do all things. And then that was the last thing I heard.
Right. Okay. So translate that now. What the Lord showed me wasn't just that scripture. He said, I can do all things, right? Through Christ Jesus strengthens me. All things means all. I can love the Lord more heavily through Christ who strengthens me. I can do DAC through Christ who strengthens me. I can do anything through Christ who strengthens me. You know, just like we try to rely on ourselves for so much, and we do have to do our part, but relying on the Lord, relying on the team, right, that is in place for all the stuff we're doing. It's kind of funny that he would have picked that this morning because I just got this book. It's called And David Perceived That He Was King. I don't know if you guys can even see it. It's not showing.
Green
The
screen in
author's,
it, but I did see it.
yeah, the author's name is Dale L. Mass. And I'll end with this. He said, this is really interesting because it ties exactly in with what Matthew was saying. He says, God took David from the fields where he, you know what? I see what the problem is right now. It's called reading glasses. Let me put them on. I apologize. And he says, God took David from the fields where he followed the sheep to become the ruler of Israel. He was overlooked by his father, yet chosen by God. He carried the dream to be king from the day Samuel anointed him, but he did not feel worthy to marry the king's daughter after defeating Goliath. David experienced many amazing moments in his life, yet he also endured many traumas. He was the hero of Israel and then became the hunted villain. He went from leading the armies of Israel to being pursued by the same. When David was anointed king in Judah, civil war erupted. Each step that God was establishing, David's identity, the enemy was trying to steal it. There's a lot of identity stealers out there, folks. Defeating Goliath required faith, but taking the throne required identity. It takes a Goliath to reveal a David. What are your challenges today? What are your Goliaths? What are they going to reveal in you? And it goes on further to say his journey produced a king. Faith believes what God can do. Identity believes what God can do through you. Let David's journey touch yours, right? Anyway, so I normally would end there, try like a Seinfeld episode, right? Go out on a high note. However, I did have a question regarding something someone said today about a funding. I believe it was the gentleman from Texas. And he said he was waiting on his guy to finalize. And if I understood him correctly, someone made the comment, maybe it was Matt, was talking about, being patient or something with that. Here's my question. If someone's been approved, right, for a funding, and then they go out shopping, correct me if I'm wrong, that could potentially hurt their chances of retaining that funding that they were approved for. And
Correct.
so that might be something that we want to communicate to a client who's already been approved. Okay, hey, fine, you're welcome to search it out, but just know that if you do that, here is a potential consequence of that. Am I correct on that?
You are.
Okay.
It's called stacking, and lenders get scared if they're afraid you might be stacking the loan. So what is stacking? Stacking is when you get a loan from one of our lenders and another lender the same day, and you try to hide it from each other. There's credit card stacking, which is illegal. You've got to disclose you're applying at multiple places, and there's companies that do it. So it's perfectly normal, and it's not. They can get themselves in trouble with state laws and with the credit card companies, but it's a whole nother thing. But there's people who try to stack in our industry. Some of our brokers have tried this, and we end up having to tell them you either stop or don't get to work with us because they don't recognize they're doing something wrong. They just didn't know. But you can imagine if someone's trying to get a funding for $50,000 and that's all they're approved for, and they go quietly somewhere else and they try and they go, yeah, we'll give you 40,000. They go, cool, I can have 90. I'll take 50 from this one, 40 from this one the same day. That's called stacking. It's hard to stop. When someone's fraudulent, it's hard to stop. So what does a lender do? They've offered you 50 grand and all of a sudden they get an application 3 days from now from another sales organization, an online site, and they go, is this person just shopping or are they stacking? And you know what they do? That $50,000 offer goes, wait a minute, we're going to slow down our offer here because we have to double, triple, quadruple check they didn't take money from someone else today. And so now that 50,000 may or may no longer be the case that it's available. So, hey, we can't tell a customer they can't shop. Go ahead and shop. But just know as you're shopping, I say, hey, if you need to, you need to. But just, we already did. We already went to all the providers you're going to go to, and we've got you the best offer. And all you can do at this point is maybe hurt that by applying somewhere else. But I can't, if you don't believe that, go ahead and try. But it could jeopardize your offer with us or them, and it may cause. And we've had deals, $500,000, $250,000 killed. They no longer are comfortable offering that money because they're afraid you might stack today or tomorrow with someone else. Because not every company does a background check to make sure you didn't just take money. So you might get funded with one of those nefarious carriers who will give you the money and they don't care whether you can pay it or not because they're getting paid up front and they're glad with it and they don't care if they stack you. There's brokers who try to stack. So we obviously don't allow them to work in our company. So great point there. And hopefully you all understood all that what we talk about with stacking. Jeff, thanks for mentioning it.
Thank
Absolutely.
you.
We have Precious. Go ahead, Precious.
Hello,
There you
everyone.
go.
Good afternoon. I just want to say thank you, Matthew, for a wonderful huddle as always. And I wanted to say it brought me to Hebrews 12:3, which says, "So keep your mind on Jesus, who put up with many insults from sinners. Then you won't get discouraged and give up." And that helps me a lot to just keep going every day. And I went back to as David was saying, that I needed to go back, because I'll be saying y'all speaking directly to me. I needed to go back and do the expansion, the agency expansion training. And I noticed that I did do it in January, and I'm going to go back and do it again today. So I just appreciate, just the ability to be here. And even though I haven't, made any fundings or brought anything to the table, just I'm still able to be here. I'm still able to get everything that somebody else who's getting fundings is getting. So I'm not, it's not that I'm being left behind or anything. I just haven't been doing everything that I need to do to get out there. So the more that I do, the more that I can reap, what the benefits of this company. But I am so grateful and thankful, Mr. David Rooks, for this opportunity.
Well,
And
Precious,
I know I say it all the time, but I'm really blessed and honored for this.
Absolutely, Precious. And we're blessed to have you. Thanks for the kind words about Hebrews, first of all, and the kind words about the business. We were talking about you today on the corporate call, Precious, because you're growing through this and eventually you're going to have a lot of success. A freshman in college after one semester hasn't started making more money yet. They've learned a semester's worth of knowledge. Some learn a lot more than others because they're really there for the right reasons and they're really plowing in. They're not using chat to do their homework for them. They're not skating by. They're trying to digest every ounce of time so they can become a better person at the end of their freshman year. They're not making any more money yet, though. They're just paying more. And then after then 1 year, sophomore year, and you talk to a junior in college, they can handle finals exams better than a freshman. And there's an adjustment period. By the time you graduate college, you've got a maturity of pressure. You've got a maturity of overcoming. You're going through so much, Precious, that you are under pressure right now. And so don't feel bad that you haven't made a lot of money with the fundings yet. It's okay. You've had conversations you used to be afraid to have. You have knowledge you used to not have.
That's
you have
right.
awareness that you didn't have before. You're inspiring people who you don't even know you're inspiring. There's other people who may feel more comfortable talking to people right now, and they're not, and you are, and you're not yet comfortable. And so you don't worry about anything except the windshield. Don't worry about the rearview mirror. It's small for a reason. Don't worry about the past, what you have or haven't done. Just keep focusing out that big glass in front of you, because that's where you're headed. And eventually, it's like a college graduate who's got all this extra income coming in. You're going to get there. Just don't quit. The only way to fail is to quit. So don't feel bad. Never feel bad. Get out there and make it happen. And by the way, to your point about Hebrews and sticking it out, Jesus' own brother, who's got a book in the Bible called James, didn't believe Jesus was the Son of God until after he was dead, till after he rose from the dead. So just because you're not getting the props from everyone in your life, a prophet is not welcome in his own hometown. And I'm not talking about a dollar profit. I'm talking about a prophet. And so maybe James did know before, but it doesn't really ever say that he believed Jesus was the Son of God till after he saw him, after he had rose from the dead. So, hey, sometimes you got to go make $1 million before anyone in your family believes this is a good opportunity. No problem. You don't have to come from the dead. You just got to make $1 million and stick it out. Eventually, you'll be making 100 grand a year, and in 10 years, you'll make $1 million, right? So, thank you very much, Precious, for your confidence.
And I wanted to say,
keep going.
And I wanted to say, as far as AI, I know I spoke a lot about, AI and everything, but I'm learning every day. But it's a lot out here, but it would never be able to build relationships as humans. So we can still do like certain stuff automate, but relationship building is always going to be built through us
Amen.
creating relationships.
Amen. Good stuff. We got a few more hands up. Let's go to those and we'll take
We
it
do.
home.
Go ahead, Joanne.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Yes, we can.
Okay. Hi, David. I have a quick question about core rate funding. I got it from a banker. When there's a core rate funding that's repaid early, let's say with 100% discount, how do you calculate how much they pay back?
It's based on what they've already paid. So let me give you real simple math on this. We'll use round numbers. Let's
Okay.
say they get 100 grand and they agree to pay back 130 in 1 year. It won't
Okay.
be that high, but let's just say that's what it is. They're going to pay $30,000 in a year,
Okay.
right? And after, so that's about, what's 30,000 divided by 12? What is that? 12 into 30 is
2.7.
2,500 maybe? What is it? Anyone got a calculator quick?
So it's even. It's not like a
It's
bank.
even. It's not amortized where most is interest up front. You're paying interest and principal with every payment.
Okay.
Yep. So after 1 month, they've
2.5.
paid 1/12 of that 30,000. They've paid back. That's all they pay.
I thought that's how it was. I just didn't want to quote it to a banker and be wrong.
Yep. But keep this in mind, but there's also a 2.5% fee charged to them at time of funding. So if they got 100 grand, they're really only getting 97,500. So they pay that 2,500 in that example, plus whatever interest they pay in that 1 month. That'd be their cost.
Okay.
Now, the way we pay commissions, everybody, just so you know, you'll have bonus revenue. It's lower because we don't get paid full commission unless they don't pay it off early. So we get a partial bonus now. That's what you get your bonus revenue on. That's what you're paid on. And if 90 days later they don't pay it off, you get 4 times that in bonus revenue and payment again. Well, it's not bonus revenue. You get it in payment. Doesn't increase bonus revenue, but you get it in payment, and you do get it to count it as bonus revenue towards your ladder, climbing the ladder. So let's say on that 100,000, let's just say today, the bonus revenue is. I'm going to give you a real life example. Times 1/4. Let's say it's 2%. Right now is bonus revenue, $2,000 bonus revenue. You'd get your 40 to 80% of 2,000 today. If they pay it off tomorrow, you don't have to give any money back. You get to keep it. It's your commission, even though the bank lost money. You get to keep it. We keep our revenue. 90 days goes by, they don't pay it. You're getting paid. Well, let's say you're at 40%. 40% of 2,000, you made $800. In 90 days, they don't pay it off. You get 3 times that more. You get $2,400 more. So you end up making $3,200 on the deal.
Thank you.
Hopefully that's not too confusing, but it's a lot of numbers. Watch it again if it's not.
Okay.
Thank you, Joanne.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you. Thanks for all the text too.
Great question.
You're awesome.
Yes. We have Ernest. Go ahead, Ernest.
I just wanted to speak what Jeff spoke of earlier. I've got a client up in Wisconsin. They're a partnership. And this is what I was speaking to earlier. This has been ongoing for about 3 weeks. We're going into the 3rd week now. The first offer they declined because it was not enough. They were wanting 200,000. I think they were offered 50. They didn't have enough paperwork, so found out it was a partnership. So I had them go back, reapply. I've been working with Stephen over at Bank Breezy. So he's been texting, and they wanted to look at the offer and decide what they're going to do. Now, I've known these people for a long time, so I don't think that they would be trying to defraud or stack, okay? Because we've had long conversations. We talk like friends. I've known them for years. So it's not like, and plus they like the fact that when they went to the website, they saw, while honoring God, that it was Christian based, in their faith and belief. So we've had some very long conversations. I just don't, uh, I don't know if I should call them, text them, or follow up. I don't want to
Yeah.
seem like I'm pestering.
Yeah, I would say this. This is what I just said to a client I've got who's on week number 3 and hasn't made a decision. I truly want to make sure it's the right fit. I want
Yeah,
to help him make a decision, yes or no. Not that he needs to right now, but the reality is the lenders are saying, Dave, we need an answer because we've allocated $500,000 to this person. It's been there 2.5 weeks. We got to decide if we're closing this out or giving the money because we got to make it allocate to someone else then. So I don't have to tell him that, but there is a little urgency on me as the broker to get to an answer. So what I want to do is make sure that if there's anything that I'm not doing that could help him make a decision, I want him to know I want to help walk that through. So
should
my
I
reach
let
out to
Stephen take care of that?
well, he does, but Steven's going to reach out. Steven's got a lot of clients he's reaching out to, right? So
Yeah,
he'll reach
yeah,
out once a day, right? But
right.
if he doesn't hear back, he's like, okay, I did my reach out. And he'll reach out
Yeah,
again tomorrow and might send
yeah.
a text, might
Sometime
send
he's
an
got to
email.
close the file.
Yeah, you got to close it. And they're going to tell them at some point, they'll say, hey, if you decide not to take this today, we're going to have to close it out. And then if you don't respond to that, it's closed, right? So what you can do as the broker is you can reach out and just say, hey, by the way, I was talking to the owner of the company today because we are. And he encouraged me to reach out just to see if there's anything we can do to help you make a decision because we got to move that funds to someone else or to you. We don't want you to feel rushed. We're just faced with a fork in the road. It's like, give it to you or give it to someone else. So, is there anything we can do to help you make a decision? Do you want to talk to the founder personally? Can I get you back on the phones with Steven? Whatever we can do, we're happy to help him make a decision.
Okay,
All right.
that's all I need to know. Thanks.
Perfect. Thank you. Well done, by the way. Congrats.
Go ahead, Suzanne.
Good
There you
morning.
go.
Okay, so I just wanted to, I guess, circle back for Jeff and with what Jeff said, and then also with Precious. So in Philippians 4:13, what Paul was saying was that he learned to be content in every circumstance. So if you look back in that scripture, he was saying, whether it's feast or famine, I'm going to be okay because God has empowered me. That's what I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Paul was empowered through Christ to handle feast or famine. And, David had pointed out, sometimes people don't do well in this. Sometimes we have hard times. Sometimes we're making a ton of money. Sometimes you're not making it. It's not about, it is kind of about, what's going on, whether you have prosperity or difficulty in the material world. But it's not that I can go build a fence because Christ is strengthening me. It's because God has empowered me with his Holy Spirit to be content where he has put me. And Precious, I think you're already empowered because yes, you want to achieve your goals and you're working toward those and you see where, and we all do this. Hopefully we all see where we stumble and fall and maybe don't do what we really need to be doing. But Christ has empowered you that you're still showing up. You're still content and going, I believe in this. I think this is something that the Lord has put before me. And I think a lot of us feel that way, right? So he has empowered us, whatever our circumstances, to serve and praise him and to do what we need to do. Now, as David pointed out again, are we going to do what we needed to do? Paul was called to witness to, he wanted to go before Caesar and things that we're called to do. Do we do that, whether it's in business or in our personal spiritual life or in our personal lives? But as Christians, if we lean on him, we are empowered through him and through his Holy Spirit. And that's the beauty of that scripture. And I'm going to say this because I know David wouldn't mind. If someone is not a Christian and has not asked forgiveness of their sins and surrendered their life to him, there's so many of us who would be glad to talk to you and answer questions and help you come to an understanding. And even if you don't come to that understanding, don't be afraid to ask, because you don't know what you don't know. And we're there and we're here, that if we can be a blessing to you, we want to do that.
Love it. Hey, I just wanted to I wrote this down. Content. My wife just pointed this out to me 2 days ago. Content and content are spelled the same. And she said, make sure you're content with your content. And it's in line with everything you're being taught and hearing from God. You know, my recipe that God gave me is abide in Christ. Well, it's biblical. He didn't give it just to me, he gave it to all of us. Abide in Christ, be rooted in him. The root system's there. Our root system determines our fruit system. Fruits of the Spirit happen only if you're rooted. You can believe in Jesus. It doesn't mean you're rooted in him. Doesn't mean you're abiding him. You just believe you got eternity. But what about while you're here? And then abandon self, all your pride, all your arrogance, all your your ambitions, all your own will, your own goals, your own drive, all that stuff. Abide in Christ, abandon yourself, and obey what you hear when you're abiding. If you're abiding and you hear, like I heard this morning, quit promoting your opportunity, state the facts about your opportunity, let them digest it on their own. Wow. Today I said I'm going to explain the facts about our business, and I'm not going to promote the value in it. I'm just going to speak the value, and that's it. I'm not going to talk anyone into this. And so that's what I heard this morning. I shared it with our corporate team today. So you'll hear things if you abide and you abandon, and you don't have your own self-interest and your own goals and your own desire, and you don't go taking stuff to him. You listen, you abandon yourself, and you abide. You'll listen, and then hear things. Obey the nudges. It's not, David, stop promoting. It's not like that. You'll get a nudge and you'll go, okay, and then obey it, and you'll start to see as you're obedient, you'll hear more and more and more and more, and it'll actually serve you in your lifetime. I've had a lot of success through ambition, through pride, through making the starting lineup, through getting into the tough school, to getting on the honor roll, to getting the starting lineup, to batting fourth, to having the best batting average, to whatever it is, to making the most strikeouts. I had all the pride for all that stuff too. Pride is the world's fuel. But once you get into your Christ life, you start realizing Christ and the Holy Spirit is your fuel. He fuels you rather than you fuel you. And so when you abandon yourself, you abide in Christ, obey what you hear, and then be a steward of all you're blessed with, your business, your husband, your wife, your kids, your money, your family. Just be a good captain of that ship. Just be a captain of that ship. And you follow that, and then you'll be content with your content. You'll be content with everything you say. It doesn't matter whether it gets likes or not. You didn't do it. Jesus didn't get likes by a lot of people, but he got likes by the ones who mattered. And so in time, if you follow this recipe, you will be content with your content. All right, I think we got all the hands down. What great stuff. Thank you so much for that, Suzanne. Thank you, Precious. Thank you for Hebrews. Thank you for Matt. Thank you for Jeff. Thank you for everyone who talked. And thank you for the text. Whoever that, I think there was Robin who already texted me. I already replied to you, Robin. Let's see what they say. And anyone else. If you write me, you're not on my phone, tell me who you are so that I know who you are, because Robin, I think that was you that texted me, but you didn't say this is Robin, so I assume that's you. So I didn't say, hi, Robin, because I wasn't sure if it was you. So just let me know who you are when you text me. Text me your name first, and then I'll save it, and I'll be glad to help you build your business. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for the broker update. Thanks for the huddle. Have a great, strong start to next week. Don't look at this as a weekend. Today, the weekends. Make some things happen by the end of the day. Let today be the weekend. Tomorrow, the week starts. Have a strong start. Tomorrow's my mama's birthday. Grandma Ruts going to, how old, Grandma? Mama, how old are you going to be?
84.
There you go, 84, and still working, DAC, helping people, loving what she does, encouraging me, encouraging everyone else, and encouraging all of you. And so we've got some work. We're going to be building some things tomorrow and celebrating her birthday at a historical society. So I'm looking for a strong start for next week. It won't be business focused. It'll be family focused, and helping my dad leave a little legacy in his community that he grew up in, and or his family grew up in. And I'm excited to do that. So thank you all. God bless you all. Have a great, great